welcome to The Tonight Show. You're here. You made it. You're watching. Thank you. Well, guys, the big story continues to be the FBI's search of former President Trump's home at Mar-a-Lago. Seriously, you know you did something bad when you're the former president, but you're still making more headlines than the current president, don't you think? You gotta hand it to Trump, though. He has endless scandals for 6 years, and he always manages to keep them feeling fresh and new, don't you think? Yeah, the action never stops. It's like if Discovery ran the Shark Week 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. That's what this is. Well, over the weekend, we found out that the FBI seized 11 sets of classified documents from Trump's home, including 4 sets that were marked top secret. Ooh. You know, Trump just kept those hoping to come across KFC's secret blend of 11 herbs.
I got something on the Colonel.
Also, just a thought, but if the government doesn't want people reading those files, maybe they shouldn't label them top secret. It's like a guy labeling a porn folder on his computer best porn. It's like that. It's called banana bread recipe. No one will open it. This doesn't look good for Trump, but don't worry, he had a perfectly reasonable explanation. He said that when he took the classified documents from the White House, he declassified them. Yeah, he declassified them, meaning he took out a Sharpie and wrote DE in front of classified.
They are officially declassified. Get the Colonel on the phone.
I read that after the FBI search last week, Trump sent a message to Attorney General Merrick Garland that said, "The country is on fire. What can I do to reduce the heat?" Garland was like, "I don't know, but why are you talking like a 1950s private eye?" It's like, I need to find those nuclear codes, see? Oh, what's going on over there, see? Meanwhile, today, Trump complained that during their search of Mar-a-Lago, the FBI seized his 3 passports. He's like, what's next? They take my fake beard and emergency bag of getaway money? Switching gears, do you guys see this? Senator Chuck Grassley, who's 88 years old, by the way, is running for re-election in Iowa, and he just put out a campaign video to show that he's still got it. Take a look at this.
I get up at 4, I run a couple miles. That's my habit. I started running when I was 65 years old.
I think people are like, hey, honey, you know that 88-year-old who runs around the neighborhood for you in the miner's cap? Apparently, that's our senator. He also wears that headlamp to read menus in restaurants. I've seen it. Well, this is good. A Canadian politician named Doug Ford was giving a speech when he was interrupted by a bee. Check this out.
Not coming from the government per se, the premier. It's coming from the health sector. Christ, I just swallowed a bee. Oh, Christ, I need that little buddy.
And right now, that is the biggest political scandal in Canada. Right now. That's the difference. That is the biggest. Guys, it is the beginning of the week, and I thought it'd be nice to kick things off with a few words of encouragement. It's time for some Monday motivations. Hey, you look normal when you run. That houseplant died of old age. There was nothing you could do. When you order a pizza, the guy on the phone's like, dang, I never thought of that topping combo, but it sounds amazing. Your dad says he's proud of you all the time. You're just never in the room when he's saying it. Of course you're pulling off the hat. You're a total hat guy. When you go into a store, the mannequins want to buy what you're wearing. That can you just recycled, that's the one that saves the earth. Just a little Monday motivation. Am I?
Hey, you're a hat guy.
Totally pulling out.
Totally.
Fedora? Yes. Some business news. I saw that Uber Eats teamed up with Office Depot to offer on-demand delivery of office and school supplies. They even have a cool name for it, Amazon. You know that excited feeling you get when your Uber Eats order shows up? Yeah, this won't be like that. It's like, honey, our ink cartridges are here. Well, get this. Apparently, this year's brands and companies are rolling out their pumpkin spice offerings earlier than ever before. I feel like it's too soon. I mean, even though I do love pumpkin spice.
Oh, really? You like pumpkin spice?
Yeah.
What else?
What else? I like pumpkin spice. I like orange slice.
That's cool. What else?
I like yellow rice and Disney on Ice. I like wearing half-price Old Spice and tights while singing Edelweiss with D Nice. I like watching Vice, Bachelor in Paradise, and picking lice off mice with Willie Geist and Condoleezza Rice. Oh, did I say rice twice? Nice. I like my coffee ice. Creed Sacrifice. Getting concise advice from The Price is Right and In the Heights. Quest, how do you feel about pumpkin spice?
No dice.
Moving on. Hey guys, listen to this. I heard that due to weak tomato production, there could be a shortage of spaghetti sauce, ketchup, and salsa. Whoa. It's getting pretty bad. Levels of concern have gone from mild to medium. I knew there was a tomato shortage when after they raided Mar-a-Lago, Trump threw mustard at the wall instead of ketchup. Well, this is big. The CDC has ended most of its recommendations for social distancing, quarantining, and contact tracing. Yeah, they got rid of it. Now they're replacing them with some new COVID guidelines. First of all hand sanitizer is now illegal. Next, if you have to sneeze, make sure it's into a stranger's open mouth. Next up, you can lick anything now. Go ahead, lick the floor. Next, seriously, lick it. Then there's lick it, lick it, lick it. Then, yeah, go Jenna. You lick the floor. Go Jenna. You lick the floor. Then, yummy, right? And finally, anyways, you have COVID now, sorry. That's on the CDC. Lick it, oh my God. Thank you. Well, this is going viral. An athlete in Estonia decided to propose to his girlfriend at the finish line of an Ironman. Oh. But his muscles had a different plan. Take a look at this.
We want to tell this story, and he thinks he wants to say something.
Come on, buddy. Go on.
You know your proposal went wrong when it looks like you're being tased, you know? That's how she always dreamt about it, getting proposed to by her boyfriend while two guys rubbed his hamstrings. And finally, Snoop Dogg just launched his very first breakfast cereal called Snoop Loops. They look pretty good. They even got marshmallows. But he's not the only rapper launching his own breakfast cereal. No.
Really?
Yeah, there's also Sweeties. Next, there's Two Charms. And finally, of course, Drake Nuts. Let's get to some news. Well, guys, today, President Biden returned from his vacation in South Carolina and signed the historic Inflation Reduction Act into law. That's right. Yeah, things have been going pretty great for Biden. He may not have gotten the first impression rose, but he's working his way towards an invite to the fantasy suite. You know what I'm saying? Right after he signed the bill, Biden was like, what are those strange sounds? And his staffer was like, that's applause, sir. Experts say that it's the most significant climate bill in U.S. history. Yep. Trump heard and was like, you'll definitely want to sneak that one home when you leave office. Just put it in your... You're going to want to sneak that one, yep. Meanwhile, as a precaution, Biden wore a mask to the signing ceremony because earlier today he was just with the First Lady who tested positive for COVID. Let's see how that went. After he signed the bill, everyone was like, no, you can keep the pen. It's like, you sure? Some more news from Washington earlier today. Biden also announced a new FDA rule that allows hearing aids to be sold over the counter. Yes. Yes. Now you can walk into CVS, try on a few pairs, and then realize someone else did that right before you. Ew, ew, ew. Yeah, buying hearing aids has never been easier. Meanwhile, deodorant still requires a prescription, retinal scan, 3 employees turning their keys at the exact same time. We're in. Okay, you're gonna get deodorant. Some news from overseas over that Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin have been exchanging letters vowing to strengthen their ties against the U.S. Oh, man, you know that irks Trump. It's like hearing your 2 best friends are hanging out behind your back. I'll be honest, I'm not really sure Russia needs North Korea. It's like the tambourine player saying, hey, we should get the band back together. Hey, you're in the band, yeah. Speaking of Russia, the CDC just added them to their COVID travel warning list. Damn, so now you're telling me it's unsafe to travel to Russia? Come on. Do you guys see this? Thousands of pouches of Capri Sun have been recalled because the juice might have been contaminated with cleaning solution. Yeah, and now they're actually rebranding it as Capri Sun Lysol Blast. Of course, customers are furious. They're like, if I wanted to drink cleaning solution, I'd just buy Dasani. That's right, over 200,000 Capri Sun pouches are being recalled because they might be contaminated with cleaning solution. It's pretty serious. Watch this. All it would take for someone to accidentally drink cleaning product would be to, you get the pouch. This is very, yeah, I know, yeah. It is very, you get this thing, watch how dangerous this is. Anyone can just.
You need any help?
No, the straw's bent. This could happen to anyone. Just you happen to be around this type of jam, this is dangerous. Can I get scissors? You have a scissors? Thank you, appreciate it, thank you. And anyone, what? Anything could, can you help me? Maybe just you help me. If you hold it, maybe Higgins, I can just, because this is dangerous stuff. And if you got, especially kids hanging around.
Stabbing them.
Anyone?
Great.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Perfect, thank you. All right, thanks. Oh! Appreciate it. Check your Capri Suns, everybody. Some entertainment news. It was just announced that Robert De Niro is starring in a new movie about 2 mob bosses, and De Niro will play both of them. Yeah, it's 2 hours of De Niro saying, am I talking to me? Am I talking to me? Yep, De Niro will play both mob bosses. Right now, Al Pacino is at home like, not cool! Hey, we're just a few days away from the premiere of HBO's new Game of Thrones prequel series, House of the Dragon. And something you might have noticed from the trailer is that all the characters sort of have the same hairstyle. Check this out. Yeah. Well, it makes sense when you see this behind-the-scenes look into the show's writer's room. Watch this. Okay. What is the dragon handler's hair gonna look like?
Long and blonde.
I love it. Yes!
All right.
I love it.
Or, what about, like, short brown hair? You know, change it up?
What'd you say?
Short brown hair.
What does this say?
You're fired.
I'm fired? Look, you're fired! Get out! Since the FBI's search of Mar-a-Lago, former President Trump has been scrambling to put together a team of experienced lawyers, but everyone is turning him down. Trump needs to be careful. If he says, I'm desperate 3 times in a row, Rudy Giuliani will appear. It's like, showtime! But Trump's offer to lawyers is pretty enticing. He's like, sure, we'll probably lose, but I also won't pay you. Yeah, Trump's pretty depressed about it. Tonight he was on the couch working with the law firm of Ben and Jerry. In her concession speech, Cheney promised to do whatever it takes to ensure that Donald Trump is never again anywhere near the Oval Office. So she's installing a ramp.
His shoes are very slippery.
You guys see this today? CDC Director Rochelle Walensky said that the agency didn't respond quickly enough to the COVID pandemic and called for a reorganization. Yep, the CDC said that they didn't respond quickly enough to the pandemic. They might be onto something, because everyone was like, sorry, which of the current pandemics are you referring to? Demi Lovato, come out here! Demi, no! Come on! That's that. Oh, look at that. Standing there. Come on now. Oh, wow. I didn't even get a standing ovation. I didn't even get a standing ovation like this. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. Demi, I was wondering, can I join you for your monologue?
Of course, I love it, because there's so much going on right now. I mean, there's... Today, Rudy Giuliani appeared before a grand jury in Georgia to testify about election interference. HBO is about to debut its Game of Thrones prequel series, House of the Dragon.
Doctors are telling people to stop doing a TikTok challenge where you tape your mouth shut while you sleep. And Capri Sun recalled thousands of drinks because they might contain cleaning solution.
Yeah, there's a lot to go over. Let's just jump in and cover it all at once. It's time for a news smash. First up, Rudy Giuliani is in trouble. He's the target of a Georgia investigation into election interference. When he found out, Rudy shouted a bunch of words that you can only say on
HBO. They're about to debut a huge new Game of Thrones prequel called House of the Dragon. It takes place 200 years before the original, and it's a great idea, unlike...
taping your mouth shut before you go to sleep. People are doing it on TikTok, but doctors say it's bad for your health. Kind of like...
drinking Capri Sun spiked with cleaning solution. They've recalled thousands of drinks, not to mention those pouches, which can often...
leak. Rudy... does it all the time. Now he's under investigation by the state of Georgia and the feds. I mean, there's no way that guy's getting much...
sleep. Come on, TikTok, mouth tape, tortilla slapping, the face wax challenge. Seems like the only thing y'all don't allow is...
nudity. House of the Dragon will have lots of it, so fingers crossed none of the actors look like...
Rudy Giuliani. Just look at that face. That guy could definitely use some...
cleaning solution. Now, drinking that would be gross. Almost as gross as...
hooking up with your sibling. It happened on Game of Thrones, and it could happen again. But I'm excited for the dragons. They breathe fire. And so will you if you swallow...
Pine Sol Capri Sun. So in conclusion...
ice and fire.
Total liar.
Nighttime ouch.
Clorox pouch. This has been a news smash. Now, all right, get this. I read that some scientists think that we should start naming heat waves the way that we have other natural disasters, so that people take them more seriously. But I'm not sure naming them is a good idea. Take a look at this recent weather report I just saw.
If you're in the Midwest, brace yourselves, because Kaylee is coming, and she is hot. Extremely hot. Experts are rating Kaylee a scorching hot 10. Way hotter than Gemma, who has been downgraded to an 8. And Kaylee's only expected to get hotter as she moves toward LA. Jerry, this feels wrong.
Yeah, that's it. It just feels wrong. I agree.
Wrong.
It does.
Some business news. Airbnb wants to stop big gatherings at houses, so they're rolling out new anti-party technology.
Oh.
In a related story, Airbnb just went out of business.
Ah, too bad. They had a good run. Switching gears, everyone loves TikTok, okay? But sometimes you just want to skip the boring parts of a video and get right to the good part. Well, it turns out you can. There's a new thing you can do. For instance, if you're watching a video, you can skip this part.
and go right to this.
Cheers.
That was me. Here's another example. You can skip this part.
And go right to this.
There's no booze.
That's me.
So, everybody. Guys, this is very cool. Adidas just unveiled headphones that are powered by light. Yeah. No charging cord, no replacing batteries, just the sun. It's very simple. All you have to do is step one, wake up, shoot, it's raining.
Step 2, dig through your junk drawer for batteries.
Yeah. Step 3, put the batteries into a flashlight.
Step 4, shine the flashlight onto your headphones for 8 to 10 hours.
And finally, step 5, enjoy up to 2 whole minutes of music. Awesome, that's cool. Well, this is wild. They said that scientists are working to bring back the Tasmanian tiger, which went extinct almost 100 years ago.
Yeah, scientists were like, we brought back Taco Bell's Mexican pizza. We can bring this back too.
Yeah, science is amazing. Demi, thank you again for doing this. You know, we're all so excited. Now, I know that you're busy with your new album, Holy... Well, we can't say it on TV. Let's just call it Holy F.
But that's not the name. I mean, they gotta know it's Holy...
Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
No, it's Holy...
Frank Sinatra.
Jimmy, come on, don't be silly. It's Holy...
Friends on NBC.
Holy...
Forget about it.
Holy...
Family, when you're here, you're it. That's Olive Garden. Unlimited breadsticks, amazing soups, so many things.
Jimmy, enough. You can say it just once. I promise they told me it was okay.
Really? I can say the title?
Yeah.
If you say so. Demi's new album, Holy... Some news. Well, guys, thanks to some big wins in Congress, falling gas prices, and a stronger economy, President Biden's approval rating has surged 3 points. That's it? That's like donating a kidney and getting a text back that says, thanks. 3 points. It makes sense, because when you're 79, your surges aren't as strong as they used to be, if you know what I'm saying.
Cialis.
Biden is only at 40% approval rate, but that's a win. I mean, at one point, he was polling lower than paper straws. Do you know that? I love the earth, but this is ridiculous. Yeah, that's the thing about the president. He's resilient. No matter how many times Biden gets knocked down, he gets back up. He gets back up every time. What are these? Is this a Stairmaster? No, the stairs aren't moving. You can just go right up. Some business news here. I saw that when Netflix rolls out their cheaper plan with ads, users won't be able to download shows to watch offline. Yes, it's going to be very different. With the cheaper plan, you get commercial breaks, no downloads. When you try to hit skip intro, it says, nah. Stranger Things is just the Jonathan scenes. Each month, they send you a cheese sandwich from the Fire Festival documentary. When you're with your parents, it automatically plays the show, How to Build a Sex Room. And finally, it automatically shares your password with all of your exes. So maybe just think if you're gonna do Netflix. Some entertainment news. It was just announced that the 10th Saw movie is coming out next fall. Oh. Yeah, and in case you need a quick refresher on the other Saw movies, here's the full list.
Saw. Saw 2, a second Saw. Saw 3, Return of the Second Saw. Saw 4, Son of the Other Saw. Saw 5, Where are all these Saws coming from? Saw 6 plus 7, oh It's 2 saws. Saw 8. Wait, what number comes after 8? Saw 8. 10? No, there's definitely something in between. 9? Yeah, that sounds right. Saw 9. Nice. Saw 8. Uh-oh. Saw 7. We are going in the wrong direction. Saw 6. Saw 5. No. Saw 4. Stop. Saw 5. That's more like it. Phew. Saw 6. Can we just skip to 10? Saw 10. Thank God. It's over. Saw 11. No!
I'm excited for it. Well, get this. I heard that Pabst Blue Ribbon is partnering with a motel in Michigan to create PBR-themed rooms. That's right. A beer-themed motel room, or as it's also known, a motel room. Some big sports news. 37-year-old LeBron James just agreed to a 2-year, $97 million contract extension with the Los Angeles Lakers. 37 isn't that old, but in Los Angeles, he's 150. Yep, $97 million for LeBron, which means the rest of the team gets paid in Panera coupons. Guys, the CDC just ended their social distancing guidelines that recommended people stay at least 6 feet apart.
Does that mean what I think it means?
Together forever. Dave and Buster's tonight, Tariq?
See you there.
But I'm going first in Connect 4 this time.
Oh!
Hey guys, listen to this. According to new research, standing desks can improve your well-being and reduce stress at the office. However, listening to your coworker talk about their standing desk does the complete opposite. It's just better on my lower back and it's better. Yeah. Good for you. I sleep better. Yeah, good for you. Have the best life. Finally, I saw a story about a couple who picked a pretty unusual location to celebrate their engagement. It's beautiful. Watch this.
A Tennessee couple recently had an Italy-themed engagement photo shoot. Look at this. The catch, they were taken at this Olive Garden. They definitely managed to capture an Italian vineyard vibe at the popular chain restaurant.
That's great. Yes! Then they asked for an exotic seaside location. The photographer's like, there's a Red Lobster down the block.
Hey, hey.